Mike, 1 minute rebuttal.
Unfortunately, Washington politics does not permit you to carry an 8 to 5 schedule. I think it's wonderful that Todd comes home every night to spend time with his family. I feel honored to spend time with my family every night, or most nights anyway. There are a lot of activities that are going on in Washington, D.C., where there are meetings being held that occur after Congress goes home. Like coming home every night is, again, a great value. But I would argue that by not spending more time in Washington, D.C., fighting for what is right is not a positive thing.
We move on to our next question. Todd, go ahead. You have 1 minute. You have 1 minute also, Mike.
This is my first minute, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
No, actually, this is you were on the back side. Go ahead.
Okay. Important differences. As I mentioned, I'm the only member of Congress in the House who does not take PAC contributions. I don't do fundraising in Washington. My fundraising is here in the district with individuals. A few family and friends who live outside the district who contribute to me, but again, individuals. I come home every night to you. Differences, because not only am I the only candidate, only congressman who doesn't take PAC, I'm the only candidate in this race who's willing to say, I won't take PAC contributions. That's a clear distinction, that I'm going to live here with you, not in Washington. To know what the people think, you need to live with the people. One of the biggest challenges in Washington are my colleagues that visit their districts on weekends. They stay in D.C. We will not improve Washington by having members of Congress spend more time in Washington. We will improve Washington by having more people emulate me and live at home in the real world with you, the people of this great nation.
Mike, 1 minute rebuttal.
To run an effective campaign requires a lot of money. My family and I, we've committed a great deal of money to this effort. I don't have the advantage of you, the taxpayer, to fund my campaign work. That is money that comes out of my pocket, that comes out of my campaign's pocket. The issue regarding PACs is something that I'm willing to talk about every day. But I know in order to run an effective campaign, there is a certain amount of money that I must raise. Because I don't have a staff of 19 people who are working in my offices, who are not campaigning, but they certainly are advocating for me. I don't have that. I got 2 young guys that are working part-time for me, knocking on doors every day, trying to make a difference. That's what I have. I have a team of volunteers that I'm blessed with that are working every day to try to make a difference. This campaign is about the issues we should say on the issues.
Todd's requested another minute. Mike, you'll have another minute on this as well. Todd?
One of the most important issues is the money. Why don't things get voted in Washington that are common sense improvements? Because the money, special interest groups, keep them from getting voted. If we want to change the way Washington works, we need to take the money out of the process and put you, the people, back in. Clear differences. I won't accept PAC contributions. I've turned back tens of thousands of unsolicited PAC contributions. Mike will. I think foreign corporations should not be allowed to contribute. The recent Supreme Court decision said corporations can spend directly on electing or defeating your representatives. I think that's wrong. When that was published in the paper, both of our opinions were voiced. Not only did Mike disagree with me, think corporations should be allowed to spend, but he said that foreign corporations should be allowed to spend on influencing who your representative should be. I think you, the American people, should decide who's in Congress and in the White House, not corporations, and certainly not foreign corporations deciding who's going to be your representative or your president.
Mike, 1 minute.
The fact is, Todd, you don't know what I'm thinking about PACs. I've taken no PAC money, and I would suggest you don't know what my opinion is on that subject. The issue that he has raised with regard to the Supreme Court is an interesting one. While we, on one hand, want to allow unions, other organizations, law firms, the Bar Association, and others to contribute to political campaigns, we want to restrict the right of corporations. Remember where the money is coming from. It's coming from people. Whether it's a PAC or an individual contribution, the money is still coming from the people.
We'll stay on this subject for yet another minute. Todd? Mike, you'll get 1 minute response.
I don't want to misstate the facts. If I'm wrong, I stand corrected. But Mike, you've been asked, will you refuse to take PAC contributions now and in the future? And your answer was, no, I will not make that pledge. I will not pledge to refuse to take PAC contributions. When I first ran for office for Congress, 2000, it wasn't about money. I took a pledge that said no more than $150,000, no more than 10% of that would come from Leslie and I. That was a throwaway. We were still paying back student loans when we were running for Congress. We didn't have $15,000. And I would take no PAC contributions. I didn't say that based on whether I could outspend the other opponent. In fact, I was outspent 5-1, 3-1, 2-1, and the fourth candidate spent about the same as me. I stood for principle, even if it meant I was outspent, because I believe elections should be about people, about you, and how I campaign door to door, positive campaigning, no PAC contributions. It's about you, not corporations, you. It's always been my approach, always will be. As long as I serve in office, I will fulfill the trust you have given me and be loyal to you and only
Time.
you, the people.
Mike, 1 minute.
People of strong character, strong morals, strong values, you have the answer, you have the opportunity to say no. I've had people approach me suggesting that I'll give you some money for your campaign, but there's this one issue I want to talk to you about. The answer is no. I've had others approach me, corporations and companies say, you know, we're willing to support you because we believe in you. We believe in what you're trying to accomplish. You're trying to preserve this greatest country, the greatest country on the face of the earth. So as an elected representative, if you have strong moral values, if you have strong principles, you can say no.